Folks, it is time for the 10th annual Ron Schumann Classic here at Lakeside Speedway. And you can see the TNT Bandits are saluting the crowd. And of course, one of our fallen drivers, Jesse Hockett, not with us this year after an accident at home. But we are getting ready to fire these guys off here before too long. Give them your lineup. Looks like it's going to be Robert Ballou and Dave Darlin up on that front row. Brady Bacon, Darren Clayton on that second row. Coleman Gulick, J.D. Bland on the third row. Gary Taylor, I believe it is, in the two. J.D. Bland, or I'm sorry, Casey Schumann on the outside. Then it's going to be Patrick Buddy, Hunter Schoenberg, Brian Clausen, Mike Moore, Chris Morgan, Logan Walker, and that's about your first 8 or 9 rows. But we are getting ready to do it here at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. Going to be running for 10 grand, and of course that prize trophy of that little kitty car. And they are off. And it looks like Robert Ballou is going to come out of turn 1 with the lead, with Dave Darlin right there behind him. Brady Bacon in third. And the 2 in that 4th spot. And man, we've got one rolling down the front straightaway. Well, we still don't have any laps down. We're getting ready to restart here. Once again, Robert Ballou, Dave Darlin, Brady Bacon. Clayton goes to the back because he's involved in an accident. And here we go. This time it looks like Darlin is going to jump out there to that lead as he pulls away from Ballou. Bacon in third. Gulick in that 4th spot. Darlin opening up a pretty good lead. Looks like Gulick is going to get around Brady Bacon for 3rd place. They race through 1 and 2 now. Bacon falls back even farther, but boy, Dave Darlin is setting a torrid pace here as he leads lap 3. You can see that Darlin has already opened up a straightaway lead over 2nd place. Robert Ballou way up here is Darlin. There's Ballou, Gulick. Now Casey Schumann moves into that 4th spot ahead of the number 2 car, and Brady Bacon continues to just fall further back. Okay, we got 4 down, 26 to go, and it's Dave Darlin who is just looking really, really good as he'd opened up a straightaway lead over Robert Ballou there in 2nd. Coleman Gulick in that 3rd spot, Casey Schumann, and then Gary Taylor. That's going to be your top 5. Got one up on the top side. That's Hunter Schoenberg up on that top. The rest of it, cars are pretty much running down a lot around the bottom. But Hunter running up there on that top side. Hunter Schoenberg there challenging Gary Taylor for that 5th spot. get by. Take over 5th place, Hunter Sherman. Meanwhile, back up front, Blue is managing to stay just a little bit closer here as we're going to come around and complete lap number 8. But Dave Darlin still your leader, and now Robert Blue also pulls away from Gulick there in 3rd as these two run a torrid pace up here toward the front. Looks like also Brian Clausen now is up into that either 5th or 6th spot here. He's challenging Casey Schumann for the 5th place, I believe. The running order as we're going to complete lap 13 is Dave Darlin, Robert Blue, Coleman Gulick, Hunter Schurenberg, and Brian Clausen as he's come up a long ways here in this race. The field really getting scattered out. Over here on the back straightaway, Darlin is going to come around and complete lap 15 here on this lap, and that's going to be halfway. There's Blue, Coleman Gulick. Looks like Brady Bacon there. I'm sorry, Casey Schumann. And then Brian Clausen as they battle for that 5th spot. As you can see, the field really scattered out. Darlin now starts to get into some heavy lap traffic as there's going to be 4 cars ahead of him now as he comes down the front straightaway. Drops down to that low side where it looks like most of the lap traffic is, so he's going to have to change something here pretty quick as he starts getting up to lap cars. Still has probably a 20-car length lead over Robert Blue. And Blue has a 20-car length lead over 3rd place, Coleman Gulick. Darlin now kind of drops into the middle to try to get between 2 cars. Close the door. And one of the lap cars just about turns into him, comes up and bumps him in the back. And the lap car spins out, I think. The way that thing is sitting, it looks like he might have lost the left rear wheel. I think that's Mike Moore. Boy, all I can say is Dave Darlin setting a torrid pace here for this Ron Schumann Classic here at Lakeside. Your top 5 is Darlin, Blue, Gulick, Schumann, and Brian Clausen up to that 5th spot. And Darlin blasts away again. Immediately pulls out, even though there was a lap car in between the 2 of them, he pulls out to about a 10-car length lead over Blue already. Now Brian Clausen is going to get by Casey Schumann, and now he's right up behind Gulick there for that 3rd spot. Clausen on pretty much of a tear right now, but we don't know whether or not it's going to be enough. Yes, he's going to get around Gulick for 3rd, but is he going to have enough time as we've only got 10 laps to go? 20 down, 10 to go. Blue now closes it up to about 10 car lengths. Darlin still in traffic, and I believe Blue's closing it up a little bit. 2 more laps to go. 2 laps to go, and there you go. This is the first time I've had them in the same frame since almost the start of the race. There is first and second. Darlin, your leader. The white flag, all Dave Darlin's got to do is make one more lap here, and he's got a fairly clear track. Ballou right up behind him. Looks like Ballou's going to go up on top, but it's not going to work. Darlin is going to hold on to this. It's going to be Darlin, Ballou. I think Brian Clausen. Maybe Brady Bacon and Coleman Gulick. That's not the official finish. That looks like Hunter Schoenberg and Gulick. That's what the top 5. Dave, I don't know where to start, man. I've been all over the 2 or 3 states watching you run here recently. I was up in Indiana, and you were fast up there. Went up to Knoxville. You were fast up there. And then here tonight at Lakeside Speedway, man, come pretty close to running away with it.
Well, yeah. A lot has to do with my team. My team gives me a good race car, night in and night out. We have a good time. I have a good time racing for this team, and they got good equipment, and they got a good mechanic, so things are just working out good for me. Yeah. And we're just having fun.
Mosquito. I was up here in Indiana for that Speed Week, and I kept hearing this thing about the People's Choice, Dave Darlin. Now,
People's Champ.
People's Champ. Man, that's got to be hard to live up to.
Well, some of my boys, Trenton's friends, give me that nickname about 3 or 4 years ago, but I just go out and try to do my job, every night, and like I said, driving a good race car, helps me do my job to the best, we can. We're not going to win all of them, but we're going to be in the hunt, a good percentage of the time. So that's a good position. That's all I can ask for, is to be, have a good race car, a good team, and be in the hunt most nights.
One more question. There, toward the end of the race, did the car slow down any or something? Looked like coming out of turn 2 there, you might have had a little problem.
Yeah, I never give up on the bottom. The bottom was the best place to be. It got a little slick even down there towards the end, and I don't know what really happened other than that. They said the Robert Blue, I think, got close at the end, and I kind of sensed that, but I've never seen him, and never. I could hear somebody outside of me, but I'd lapped a few cars here and there, so I wasn't sure at the end what was going on, but I just knew I did slow down a little bit off of 2. 3 and 4 stayed fairly the same speed. We was pretty fast through 3 and 4 all night, but I did slow down, like you said, off of 2 a little bit, and that was costing me a little bit. I don't know where he was running that was any better, but evidently he found somewhere.
One more thing. A few years from now, when they got the Dave Darlin Museum, and they've got the kitty car over here, I just wonder if it's going to have any wheels on it. It looked like he had somebody want to take over that thing.
Yeah, that's my grandson. Everybody wants a car. There's about 6 people on the team that wants it, and he's the 2-year-old is probably going to get it. but that's a great trophy for like to thank Lakeside Speedway and everybody involved with putting this show on. Em and Han and Tommy Estes and all the guys that make this happen, and all my sponsors too, of course. But I'm not going to run through all that stuff right now, but just like to thank Lakeside Speedway again for having us, and it's a great trophy, and I'm it's an honor for me to take that home.
On behalf of the Midwesterners, I want to thank you, Dave, for coming out. I know you've been out here several years, and we really appreciate you coming out and racing.
Yeah, you're welcome, and it's a pleasure for me too. And Lakeside Speedway is one of my favorite places, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, once again, your winner for the TNT Sprint Bandits here at Lakeside Speedway tonight, Indiana's Dave Darlin. Brian, you didn't win this race, but I'm going to tell you what, buddy, you won the hearts of a lot of fans here in the Midwest by driving the Jesse Hockett car up to 3rd place. And, of course, you won the award for passing the most cars, but a great run.
Yeah, it was really cool to win the Jesse Hockett Hard Charger Award in the 75 car, and just a really cool opportunity. The Hockett family and Mr. Cordy and Steven Asta gave me to drive this thing this weekend, and would have liked to put it in victory lane, but we gave her a good ride from 11th to 3rd there, and had a lot of fun.
I was going to say, just a few more laps might have been.
Yeah, we would have needed a caution. We weren't good enough to run track those guys down. They were just so far out once we got to 3rd. But I would have liked to seen a caution and see what we could have had for them there at the end.
Yeah, well, me too. Once again, folks, Brian Clausen, and he won the Jesse Hockett Hard Charger Award, coming from, what was it, 11th? 11th to 3rd. Way to go, Brian.
Thank you.